part is definitely the dancing that we get to do, the hustle and the time warp, because that's just fun. That's something that the audience knows. It's something that we can just have fun with. It's not necessarily musical, but it's just fun, being able to dance on stage.
My favorite part of this stage show is just Malagueña, I have to say, because, open it up with a solo.
I love the big numbers, like the 70s. I love especially how we all have each individual sections like highlighted to really show what we can do. I really like that.
I'd have to say my favorite part about this stage show would be my solo, because I haven't gotten a solo, and unless it was, say, horn 1, horn 2, and I would always be horn 2 if I did, but I finally got a solo that's just me, so it's a pretty big gift for me.
My favorite part of this stage show is Malagueña, just the intensity of that song, and everything backstage was just so much fun.
Yes. Yes.
My favorite part probably have to be the 70s, and probably just the time warp, because we don't usually get a chance just to, dance. That's not something band kids usually do. We're out there, on Friday nights, and that's about it, all everyone ever sees of us. So I think it's really interesting that we get a chance to show another side of us like that.
My favorite thing about this year's show is Krupke, because the very first night that we had this show, I was in a small ensemble, and we're in front of a curtain, and then the curtain came up, and the audience heard the roll-off for Krupke, and they started cheering instantly because they knew that Krupke was coming up, and it was their favorite part of the show. And we just have so much fun with it. We get to be ourselves and just be goofy, and we don't have to be serious or anything. And I love it.
My favorite part of this stage show would probably be Malagueña. I just love playing as loud as I can. That's just so cool.
Favorite part of the show is definitely the hustle, just because I get a wig and I get to dance.
I think my favorite part of this year's show would be doing Another Woman's Treasure, because I'm one of 3 who gets to do that, and it's an experience that only 3 people get to do, and it's usually seniors.
My favorite part is, compared to last year, is just how much more involved I am with the movement and stuff. Before, since I wasn't on March, I didn't get to really move around a lot. I just kind of came in and just played, and kind of was more stationary. But this year I get to move around a lot more, and there's actually more dancing, within the big band pieces that I get to be a part of. It's just a lot more interesting for me.
Favorite part of this year's show has to be Malagueña. That's fun. It's a mixture of all types of music. It's mainly loud and everything, but also gets really quiet sometimes. Then you got the crowd on the edge of their seats, where'd they go? And next thing you know, we just smash them in the face with something huge forward. It's wow.
I think my favorite part about this year's show is actually the very end of Krupke, when we spread out and they run the vibe up the middle while playing the final solo. I think that's really cool, and I also enjoy the 70s bit that we made quite a bit, because it's got a lot of variety, and I like the transitions that are just kind of rough, because a lot of the songs don't have a whole lot to do with each other, and I think that makes the songs and the music and the staging very interesting to the audience.
I think the Bucket List. It's just really different and can stop, so I thought it was really cool.
I really like having a solo. I've never had solos before, but definitely like having those.
The 70s thing. I think that's fun. I think it's fun because it's so colorful, but I really enjoy watching them dance and they just look like they're having a great time.
I personally love the 70s because that's the decade I was born in, but the kids, it's just very energetic and a lot of moving around, and the crowd has really seemed to love it and get into it, so I would have to say that's my favorite part.
This year's show, my favorite part is definitely Malagueña. As you can see, I need the workout, and Malagueña involves a little bit of a workout with my arms. The big impact moments are pretty phenomenal. The kids sound great, and it's really exciting for me to be able to just have a face load of that sound when they get there. It's just really intense, and so I really enjoy that.
Bye.